Alright folks, welcome back to another video right here on Jason's Wrestling Channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. Now Shawn Michaels began his wrestling career in the World Wrestling Federation. And he was a tag team with Marty Jannetty. And they were called the Wreckers. Now, the Wreckers was a pretty good tag team. They were pretty popular back in the 1980s. And basically what happened was they were tag team specialists and the fans loved them. But they never won any tag team title belts. So one day, Shawn Michaels decided that he had enough with the tag team division, and he wanted to go off and be a single competitor. Now, they were on the barber shop, and Marty Jannetty said, "I'm going to turn my back to you, and when I turn around, you can either shake my hand or just walk off. Or we could be a tag team and be the Wreckers." So Shawn Michaels shook his hand. And then he super kicked him in the face. And then he picked up Marty Jannetty and threw him through a glass window. And then he would win the Intercontinental Championship. And he had Sensational Sherry as his manager. So he was the Intercontinental Champion for a while. And then Marty Jannetty would show up back on the scene and attack Shawn Michaels during a match on Superstars of Wrestling. And Sherry had the mirror. Now, Marty Jannetty took the mirror away from Sherry and tried to hit Shawn Michaels with it, but broke it over Sherry's head because Shawn Michaels ducked. So then she had to go receive medical attention. And then supposedly she had amnesia. So she was a big factor in that feud. They weren't sure who she was leaving the Royal Rumble with, Shawn Michaels or Marty Jannetty. So then the Royal Rumble match came, and Sherry ended up helping Shawn Michaels retain the Intercontinental Championship. Marty Jannetty lost. Later on, Shawn Michaels would go on and he would get rid of Sensational Sherry because he didn't want her as his manager anymore. And he would hire Diesel, a 7-foot bodyguard. Now, Shawn Michaels was the Intercontinental Champion. And the King of the Ring came, 1993, the first ever King of the Ring. And it was Crush and Shawn Michaels. They had a feud. And Diesel was the bodyguard. Shawn Michaels did not want to wrestle Crush, but he ended up wrestling him anyway. Crush lost. Michaels retained the Intercontinental title. So then it got to the Survivor Series later on that year. Michaels was out with an injury and could not defend the Intercontinental Championship. But he never cashed the belt in. So they declared the belt vacant. The title was vacant. Razor Ramon ended up winning the championship tournament to become the Intercontinental Champion. Now, Shawn Michaels came back on the scene and said, "No, I never lost this. This is still mine." And he still had his Intercontinental Championship that he never lost. And Razor Ramon was walking around saying he was the true Intercontinental Champion because he won the tournament. So then Shawn Michaels just carried his Intercontinental title, saying he was the real Intercontinental Champion. So finally, at WrestleMania 10, they had a ladder match where they took both belts, suspended them up above the arena, and they would wrestle in a ladder match. Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon climbed to the very top, and he grabbed both belts, and he became the true Intercontinental Champion. So then later on, it got to a point where Razor Ramon defended the title against Diesel on the Superstars of Wrestling show. Shawn Michaels helped Diesel win the Intercontinental Championship, and Diesel became the Intercontinental Champion. And then eventually, Shawn Michaels and Diesel would just break up. And then WrestleMania came. Shawn Michaels went out on his own and became a singles competitor, and he had Jose Lothario, his longtime friend and trainer, trained him to help win the World Wrestling Federation title from Bret the Hitman Hart. So they had an hour-long Iron Man match where you'd win by falls. And it just so happened that the time limit ran out. So Gorilla Monsoon was the president of the World Wrestling Federation at the time. And he said, this match will continue under Southern Death rules. Bret Hart was walking to the back, and he's like, what? So then he went back into the ring. He came back into the ring. Shawn Michaels was ready. Super kicked him right in the face. Bret Hart went down. Shawn Michaels got the 3 count and became the World Wrestling Federation champion. Now, Shawn Michaels would take the World Wrestling Federation title and defend that title for a full year. And then he had to give the title up because of a back injury that he had. Vince McMahon was in the ring, and he couldn't carry the title anymore because he hurt his back, and he said that he enjoyed being the World Wrestling Federation champion, but he lost his smile somewhere down the line. So then he left the WWF, and he would be gone for a long time. And then he came back as a heel. Bret Hart, once again, was the WWF champion. Only this time, Bret Hart's his contract was running out. Now, this was in 1997 at the Survivor Series. Bret Hart's contract was running out, and it was in Montreal, Canada. And he had a talk with Vince McMahon before the match. And Bret Hart said, I don't necessarily have to lose to Shawn. He said, we could have a disqualification, and then I can come back the next night and forfeit the title. Vince McMahon goes, okay, whatever you want. Now, Vince McMahon did not trust Bret Hart because he thought that Bret Hart was planning on taking the title to WCW and showing it on TV. So then it got closer to match time. Michael Cole said to Vince McMahon, he was interviewing Vince McMahon and Michael P.S. Hayes. And Michael Cole said, Vince, I'm going to put you in the spot. Who's going to win? Vince McMahon goes, I don't know. So it came closer to match time, and they were wrestling. Vince McMahon came down to the ring. Now, Shawn Michaels had Bret Hart in a sharpshooter. And Vince McMahon said, ring the bell, ring the bell. So they rang the bell and awarded the belt to Shawn Michaels. Now, Vince McMahon basically screwed Bret the Hitman Hart over. Bret Hart was furious. He was breaking monitors. And he was really upset of the fact that he had lost the title and he was screwed over by Vince McMahon. So then Bret Hart goes to the back and says to Shawn Michaels, were you in on that? And Shawn Michaels goes, no. He goes, I had no idea what was going to happen. He goes, I came to the back and gave him the belt. I had no idea what was going to happen. So then Bret Hart went to Vince McMahon's dressing room to talk to him, and he punched Vince McMahon in the face. Vince McMahon was walking out, holding his face along with Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson. And Shawn Michaels would go on and defend the World Wrestling Federation title. And him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Steve Austin won the Royal Rumble, so he had the right to face Shawn Michaels for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. And so they put on one hell of a feud. There was a segment to where Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Shawn Michaels had Austin locked up in the ropes. And Shawn Michaels was sticking the World Wrestling Federation title on Austin's face, saying, see this, Austin? You'll never, ever have this. This is it. This is it, Austin. This is it. This is it, Austin. And then later on, WrestleMania came. Shawn Michaels went out there and defended his title against Stone Cold Steve Austin. But then later on, during the match, Shawn Michaels' back was starting to hurt again. Steve Austin beat Shawn Michaels for the WWF title, and it was the beginning of the Austin era. Now, Shawn Michaels had left the WWF because he told Vince, he's like, I gotta leave again. He goes, my back is really starting to hurt. I can't wrestle. So then he was towards the end of his career, and he left. And then Hunter Hearst Helmsley came out and did a promo to where he said that Shawn Michaels dropped the ball, and he was taking over DX, and he had China with him. And he added some new members to it, and he said that he picked up the ball and he was running with it, and he's the new leader of DX. So then, after a while, Shawn Michaels came back, and he went up against Hunter. Now, Hunter Hearst Helmsley attacked him in the parking lot. And they didn't know who attacked Shawn Michaels. So finally the footage came out. And Shawn Michaels goes, it was you, Hunter. You're the one that attacked me. So then him and Triple H had a match. And Triple H ended up beating Shawn Michaels in that match. And Shawn Michaels, basically his career was over after that. He didn't wrestle anymore. Because of, his back was too messed up. And then he started working backstage, and as of today, he works backstage with NXT. Shawn Michaels does. He trains the younger talent, and he's a trainer now. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like SingStar, Rockstar, Flash Gordon. Who cares? Have a great day, folks.